Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. Welcome to Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, links, rumours, noise, murmurings, incomings and outgoings. I imagine Transfer Hub is going to be fired up a lot this week, and I'm absolutely buzzing for it because we need some players, we need some signings to come in. And Fabrizio Romano has spoken on an incoming to Aston Villa. So Villa fans, if you're enjoying our content, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. We've just gone over 23k, which is massive. I'd like a like target of around 800 and comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. So we had the one Foyth rumour yesterday that pretty much went down like a lead balloon. We are now in talks to bring in Disasi from Chelsea. Right, so let me know your thoughts. I'll obviously let you know my thoughts. The rumour is coming from Fabrizio Romano. So Axel Disasi has agreed on personal terms with Aston Villa. Disasi wants to join Villa despite interest from more clubs around Europe after direct talk with Unai Emery. Crucial to get the green light. Deal now up to Chelsea and Villa to reach full agreement. I imagine the agreement will be done because within transfer windows, it's good to have good relationships with certain clubs, and Aston Villa have got a very good relationship with Chelsea. We've got a very good relationship with Everton, and we're able to work and do deals together. And Suarez has a good relationship with the Chelsea board, and he's got a good relationship with Man City as well. So some of these all tie in together and help work within these negotiations so that they do run smoothly as well. Now, we were linked with Foyth yesterday, and we're linked with Disasi today. And I think the biggest contributing factor to any signing that Aston Villa make is the Unai Emery factor within what he sees within the player that he's bringing to Villa and how he can enhance and develop that player as well, which is a really big factor. So I think something that I didn't mention yesterday, I did allude to Foyth's injury record, but the big factor within that one was that he'd worked with Unai Emery before. He would be coming in fully on board and fully knowing full well how Unai Emery operates and exactly what he'd want from him. So that was a big plus side to that one. The Disasi one, I imagine it's going to have a little bit of up and down within the fan base on the thoughts of him, because I think Chelsea fans probably view him in one way. But I think from my personal level, whenever I've seen him play, he has been one of these players that I always feel like there's more there. I look at him and think there's something there, and I think it's not fully being unlocked at Chelsea because they've got so many players. I imagine that some players do probably find it a little bit more difficult to develop and to just find their feet at Chelsea within the amount of players that they've got. There's a lot of instability. It's not stable there, is it? So Disasi, for me, I think would be a good signing for Aston Villa, because I think Unai Emery would be able to unlock the full capabilities of Disasi, of what we saw when he was playing in League, why Chelsea bought him to the Premier League. You know, I don't think we've seen the best version of Disasi, and I think Unai Emery would be able to unlock that. You know, he's an absolute unit. He's good in the air. I think he can attack both boxes really well. I think his overall defending is good, and I think he would be a welcome addition to Aston Villa's back line, playing on that right-hand side as well. So I think it's a good signing for Villa, and it's a player that I think would go slightly under the radar, and I actually feel like he's going to do really good at Villa. That is how I see it. There's certain players that you watch for certain teams, and I remember watching him when he played against us, and I thought he played really well against us. And he's just one of those players that plays for a team that I watch, and sometimes when I see him play, I think, do you know what? There's something there. There's more than what you're offering here, and I think a stable, home at Villa could be really good for him. So we'll go and have a look at some of his numbers. We'll have a look at some of his numbers from this season, and then we'll have a look at the numbers from when he was in France as well. And we'll have a look at, the Chelsea numbers in and around there as well. So we've got Disasi, 26 years of age. He's right-footed. He's 26 years of age. And he's got a market value of 31 million euros. Can play as a centre-back or on that right-hand side as well. We can see that his SOFA score rating so far this season is 6.83. He's had 2 good games there in the last 5 against Southampton and Everton. So you can see his heat map there. He can get into a little bit more of that advanced area, playing on that right-hand side predominantly as well. He's played 6 games, started 4, averaged 61 minutes per 90 that he's played. He scored 1 goal this season, a goal conversion rate of 50%. So we'll take a little bit of that. His passing, he's got 92 passing success, 89 in his own half, 95 in the opposition half, 67% on his long balls. He's defending, he's got 1 clean sheet, 1.2 tackles per game, 2.5 ball recoveries, and 1.7 clearances. We've got successful dribbles at 100%. We've got total duels won at 52%, ground duels at 44%, and we've got aerial duels at 71 as well. So 71% aerials in the games that he's played this season is pretty big. So if we have a little look at, let's quickly go to last season, and then we'll go the season that he was playing in France as well. So you can see his heat map was a lot more dominant. I imagine he played more games last year. So he played 31 games last year and he started 29. Let's have a look at those defending stats then. So 5 clean sheets, 4.8 ball recoveries, 3.1 clearances per game. We've got 1.1 tackles per game. We have got 69% of his aerial duels were won, 62% ground duels, 65% total duels won, and 71 successful dribbles. So those numbers are very high. And if you're looking at that over the course of 31 games, 29 games in the Premier League, that is pretty good, I think, because Villa, our duels that we win aren't, in my opinion, not that high, to be fair. I'll try and get Consa. We'll have a look at Consa in a second. So if we go to France now, and he had a 6.93. And in France, he was having 2.9 clearances per game. 70% of his aerial duels were won, 59% of his total duels, and 47% of his ground duels. If we have a look at what Consa's aerial duels are like, just so we can sort of have a little bit of a comparison this season then to Consa's aerials. So we can see here then that aerials for Consa this season are at 56%. Ground duels 78, total 72, which is good. So those aerials are an area that I think this Villa side severely lack. So if we just have a quick look then while we're here, off the cuff, right? Diego Carlos. Let's go Diego Carlos. His aerials, I'm telling you, are going to be absolutely shocking. Right, so let's go Carlos. Diego Carlos. He did play yesterday, didn't he? He got a 6.50 yesterday. So let's have a look this season for Carlos. 50%. So Carlos is only winning 50% of his aerials this season for Aston Villa. So there's a little bit of a comparison. Some more of his stats then. So we can see those aerials at the bottom, 2.15. We've got progressive passes received, 0.43. We've got progressive passes, 3.72. Pass completion, 91%. Guys, I think this one is going to go well under the radar. But I think he's going to do well at Villa. So I'm going to be really interested to hear what you guys have got to say at home. Let's just see if there are any other little cheekies in there as well. Right, 2 seconds. Any more little cheekies? Because we get to a point in a day where we get a lot of rumours and then a lot of stuff starts happening at the same time. So, no, there's nothing else. Louis Barry to Hull on loan. That is a rumour as well. So it looks like Louis Barry's going to the Championship to Hull on loan. But apart from that, I'm calling this as if no one's agreeing with me in the comments, We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this episode. If he signs on the dotted line after a couple of games, we'll have to reflect on this. But those numbers improve Aston Villa. So that's what I'm seeing. So Villa fans, if you are enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel, smash the likes. Up the Villa.